It is so dry in my field right now. I can't remember the last time we got nice rain. Priority was fixing the base of my second overhead water had kind of rotted out. So I was thankful that Bob had some time to just fix that up for me a bit, and now I can run two. We actually have enough to make a couple more, which we might do if it doesn't rain this week. The forecast says 60–70% over the next couple of days. Actually, we're in a 60% right now, and I can see some places in Ontario got, like actually very close to me, got a lot of rain, but it totally fizzled out when it got here. I'm feeling the odd spit, but it doesn't look like on the radar I'm going to get it. So I'm watering anyways, like as if it's not going to rain, because I think that my ground can handle an inch of rain even if I'm watering it. There's some really large cracks in my field right now, so it's just dry. I think it's going to take me a while to get it moisture up again. Yeah, and dahlias, they're getting the most of my irrigation right now because they need a lot of water. They I think need an inch a week, so I'm actually watering them twice a week right now. Just I'm trying to get about a half an inch every time I water, and then hopefully we get some rain. So we actually got some rain, not a lot, just a quarter inch, but there is still a chance of rain over the next couple of days, just not a very high chance.
And I also have now a three-legged dog. Something is wrong with his back foot. It looks like his toe. So I did some research online because I'm trying to avoid going to the vet again. Is this normal? Do dogs normally have this many injuries? So I'm hoping it's just something minor, and a few soaks in an Epsom salt bath will help his foot heal. Yeah, because we don't want to go back to the vet. So I thought I should show you these two sunflower rows here. This is why I am so excited when the compost truck comes and delivers me a fresh load of mushroom compost. And when I get a chance to get my cover crops seeded and they're germinating and I have these beautiful green rows of cover crops, because this is what it creates. I'm having so much more fun flower farming now that my soil is improving. I'm so excited to eventually get all my rows into no-till, and this is the third full year where there's been no tilling, and it's just been getting a little bit more love from Jen, and I can see it. These plants, these sunflowers have thicker stems, they're greener, they just look better. The height is better than what I've been getting for end of September sunflowers. I'm really happy with the flower head size and the height of the stems. So this is just super exciting. The last sunflowers I've been cutting just don't look as good. They're thin, they're weak, they're kind of yellowish, they're just not healthy. And I've added no extra nitrogen to the soil here. All I've done was a Skimco mushroom compost, and then yeah, the cycle of cover crops over the last couple years. So isn't this fun? This is just so exciting. I'm so looking forward to the next few years as we continue getting my field just healthier. So my family didn't need the van this morning, which is great because I didn't have to unload this last night. Normally I unload it after market, but it's getting like dark at night now when I get home. Yeah, I know the calendar says it's officially fall this week, so we've changed seasons even though the weather is still gorgeous. It's slightly cooler. Some of the leaves are falling down though, and definitely the days are shorter. So that does affect how quickly flowers bloom. But I totally underestimated how many flowers would be coming out of my field this week. Even prepping for market, I was like, oh, I'm not sure I have enough. And I had way too many. I brought way too many. I think I thought, oh, the weather's gorgeous, sales will maybe surpass my expectations, but no. Market was kind of slow, I think, in terms of foot traffic. I know some of the other vendors were saying there wasn't as many customers there. So I still sold okay, not as high as I was like hoping, but I always over hope. I think I'm gonna have always an amazing night every week, but yeah, so I'm composting a little bit more this week, and I gave away a lot of the bouquets last night to other vendors and people around. But yeah, so market's done. I had a lot of fall sunflowers, so I was hoping people were in the mood for fall, and they did. They liked the dark, customers liked the dark sunflowers, and I had a lot more plum last night, and they sold well. And look, I did find my watch. It was in the side of the van between the passenger seat and the door. So it obviously fell off while I was putting in some crates there while I was loading the van. So it took me 2 days, but super happy I found that. And Walter is back to running and being crazy on 4 legs, but I did end up taking him to the vet because it wasn't getting better with my Epsom salt baths, even though The vet says I should keep continuing that. They're just time consuming. But he was running a fever, the vet said, and definitely it was an infection that needed some antibiotics. So he's on antibiotics for, I can't say that word. He's on antibiotics for 2 weeks now, and also some pain medication for a few days that is supposed to calm him down. But I don't think I don't think anything calms that dog down. The vet said labs, which is what he mostly is, are crazy for 8 years. 8 years. I don't know. My other two dogs, I have Oscar, I've never had a problem with, and a dog, Brock, before that, and I've never had a problem with injuries and taking dogs to the vet. So yeah, hopefully there's no more injuries. But anyways, it's end of the week. That means it's Cover Crop Friday. I'm going to try and get a couple more rows seeded into cover crop today, and keep cutting flowers because sun's shining. They're still growing. So I hope you had a great week, and we'll see you again next time.